Welcome to Free Vinyl Discovery. My name is Sam. If you didn't know that, you do now. You may have discovered me through my friend Tom and his channel Williams Schmilliams, in which you'll have seen me give some really strange opinions about music with no real justification apart from I like it or I don't. That's what this is going to be like. Recently, I managed to get in my possession a number of vinyl records. No expense whatsoever. They have been stored in an attic for quite some time, and now they're not. And I went through this pile, this significant pile of records that's sitting in my living room, and I was looking through, seeing which ones I knew, which ones I wanted to keep, and which ones I wanted to either discard or trade. Until I realised that the whole point of music is learning what you like. And so I have decided to listen to every single one, regardless of whether I like that artist or not. There's quite a lot of unknowns, total unknowns. Artists I've never even heard of in there. Some that I've heard of that I've never listened to. And there are also within that umbrella artists that I've never wanted to listen to. But for the sake of science, I am going to. I do intend to be getting these up once a week, but it's going to be totally random what albums or singles or compilations you're going to find, because it's not just albums I've got here. I've said the word albums a lot, and that's because so far I've only listened to albums. But there are going to be singles, there are going to be compilations, there is going to be some bad stuff, but there's also going to be some really great stuff, and that's the stuff that I want to talk to you about. Right, let's get cracking then. The first record that I'm going to show you is a record that, if you have heard of me from Williams Schmilliams, you will have heard me talk about already. And it's an album I do actually already own. Shucks, I actually ended up spending money on an album that I've come to get for free. But don't worry, it's not going to be wasted, and I will tell you why. It's The Colour of Spring by Talk Talk. This is a tremendous album. It's one of my all-time favourites. I have gone on record already by giving it a 9. So this opening episode, this pilot, this one where I'm testing the format, is going to be a little bit bland. Stick around, because I'm just going to talk about an album I like. Overall, I love Talk Talk. I have spoken about it at length. Go and check out Tom's video on Williams Schmilliams, where we go through and rank the 5 albums that Talk Talk released. Long story short though, they were an 80s band, very 80s electro synth pop at the start, and slowly they evolved into a more post-pop jazzy sound. But this is an album which you'll find in the middle of their career, third album of 5, and I have argued already that this is a very good cross-section of their evolution in sound, because you've got that kind of poppy sound that you get at the start of their career, a bit of synthetic, very constructed, really catchy stuff, but also some of the more jazzy parts, some of the more improvisational feel. This is an album which really rocks out. I think, as far as Talk Talk goes, this is probably the heaviest sound, in my opinion, or at least the heaviest sound that I do end up really liking. I'm a big fan of Talk Talk, and spoiler alert, they will come up again in this series, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Happiness is Easy is what opens it. It's quite a long song. It's definitely grown on me, but I'm not overly keen on the children's choir, which was insinuated in the Talk Talk album ranking that I did with Tom. I didn't say anything because I value my life, but I am saying it now, so I guess at me. I Don't Believe in You, though, is the next track, which is a real rock power anthem. I think it's a fantastic song. Life's What You Make It is the one that most people will know. When I first discovered Talk Talk, I only knew 2 songs, It's My Life and Life's What You Make It. I think it's a really great song. There is a reason why it's one of the most popular songs, but I've overplayed it. It doesn't really hit the same as it did at the start. But then it's followed by April 5th, which is the greatest insight that you'll get into Talk Talk's future in this album. B-side opens with Living in Another World, though, which is my all-time favourite song of Talk Talk. I love Paul Webb's bass line on it. I am a bassist, so I have managed to learn that, and it is my favourite song on the bass to play, because it really just, he's doing stuff that he doesn't really need to do, and I respect that. Give It Up, though, is a great follower. I think it's a good song. It's maybe not the standout. I remember Tom saying that he wasn't overly keen on it, but nonetheless, I think he would still say it's pretty good. Chameleon Day is the one that kind of lets the album down and stops it from being a 10. It's short. It's a little short number. Doesn't really affect the overall listening experience, trust me. It ends with Time It's Time. which is a long song. It is a song that goes up and down. It's a song that really means a lot to me because I absolutely love that ending. But the song overall is a really good number, and I don't think it really feels its length. And I gotta respect a song that is about 8 minutes long but doesn't feel that long. It feels long, don't get me wrong, but probably about a 5-minute, you know? It's a pretty good track, and I love it. Overall, I've said so much about Colour of Spring in this video that I have probably already said if you've watched me on Williams Schmilliams, so apologies for that. But this is the first episode, right? I'm ironing out kinks. I'm hoping that I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the other albums. But for now, this album is a great album. It's a little bit tatty in terms of the condition that I found it in, but the album itself plays perfectly. No complaints there. So, a great one just to inherit for free, and one that I am actually going to give to Tom here. So by the time you're watching this will already no longer be in my collection, but nonetheless, it's a great one to have. That's why I already have it, and that's why it's got to go. So there we go, the first episode of Free Vinyl Discovery. Let me know what you think, what you'd like me to shed a light on when it comes to these records, what you'd like to hear more of, maybe something that I should have known about the albums going in, because I know a lot about Talk Talk already. I won't know a lot about every artist that I come across, so I will love hearing the discussion. If you put it down in the comments, I will be having a look, and I'm looking forward to learning more about the music that I'm listening to and learning more about my taste in music, because already in the few records that I've listened to on this Free Vinyl Discovery, I'm already seeing some change. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next week.